Hey you guys, it's David Perez and welcome back to Born Wild. Today we are talking about the African Serval. We got the pleasure to film these guys over at S&S Exotics, so thank you Penny and Suzette for your time. Thank you. Just like the name suggests, the African Serval is from Africa. African Servals are found in well-watered savanna long grass environments actually, and are associated with the reed beds and other vegetation types. They occupy a variety of habitats all associated with water sources, and they can range up into the grasslands and can penetrate deep, dense forests along waterways. Now, the African Serval has actually become a little bit more common than you think. These guys have been crossbred with a domesticated cat, and that is how you get the Savannah cat, which is also a very beautiful animal as well. Now, the African Serval, they are an extremely unique looking animal, almost kind of looking like a smaller version of a cheetah, so to look. And if you do look at their ears, which you can't miss them, they are big. And with that being said, those ears can pick up anything and everything. They work as like NASA satellites, which are pretty amazing. They actually use their ears more than they use their eyes. These guys, if you notice, there's a black spot on the back of the ears with a distinctive white spot. And the tail has about 6 to 7 black rings with a black tip. The coat, color in pale yellow with black markings. And they'll either have spots or a little bit of long spots, so to speak, stretched out. But these guys, they also use them and hunting in the grasslands. These guys can blend in anything with those ears, those spots, the coloration of their skin. These guys also can jump 6 to 7 feet and land directly right on prey. As far as size goes with the African Serval, you're looking at 20 to 40 pounds and around 2.7, 2.10 feet long. And these guys get to the size of about a medium dog on the large side. So it's not small medium, it's not big medium, it is just a medium good sized dog. I mean, these guys, they're pretty impressive. The African Serval also has the longest legs of any member of the cat family, adequate to its body size, which will allow these guys to jump. These guys can jump 6 to 7 feet and land directly, quietly on their prey. So the African Serval in the wild actually is very solitary, just like the tiger. They like to be left alone, do their own thing. When mating season occurs, they do come about, of course. But in captivity, these guys are very shy, lovable, active. They can fetch, they can do just about anything. These guys make pretty good pets, I have to say. But in captivity, they are not like your average cat, although these guys actually learn to play fetch. They can be litter trained. They also can even walk on a leash, and walk on a leash very well at that. Now, one thing, if you do have a pet serval, if you're really contemplating about getting one, beware, because they, just like a house cat, can mark territory inside your house. The African Serval also has a history with humans, dating all the way back a century ago when they were introduced to us, and they were even kept by the Egyptians. Now, the African Serval, when you're getting African Serval, you have to make sure that you're going to want to spend 20 years. And the reason I say 20 years, because these guys have a life expectancy of 20 years. And I will tell you from firsthand experience, owning any type of big cat, whether if it's a tiger or if it's a serval, that is a marriage of its own. You have to be extremely dedicated. You have to be able to afford the housing. You have to be able to afford the veterinarian care and the feeding on top of that. Then you have to make sure that that cage is clean all the time. So with that being said, you also want to make sure your serval has a nice large water area. These guys, they actually will swim, and if you're a really good owner like myself, you would actually put some fish in there, and these guys love fishing for fish. So you want to make sure that your enclosure also has a lot of spacious space to it, because these guys, once again, they do jump, and they, as I mentioned before, 6 to 7 feet right up on that prey. So make sure that you're giving your serval a lot of care, because it is one of the most rewarding paybacks ever. Now, the laws and regulations for the African serval do everything by the book, because don't be greedy and just buy a serval from someone if you can find a breeder. Don't do that, because you will get confiscated and you will get arrested. So follow by the book. Your laws and regulations, they fall under a class 2, and I will explain to you about that real quick. A class 1 is your cougars, your tigers, your lions, your leopards, jaguars, all of that, major big cats. And then class 2 are your other cats that are a little bit easier to deal with, and those are your servals, fishing cats, bobcats, all that, caracals, all that good stuff. So do make sure you check with your laws and regulations before you purchase one. Definitely make sure before you purchase. That's very important. One quick summary up on the African serval, as in pet wise. These guys, I love big cats. I have a lot of experience with big cats, and I know them like better than people actually. So, but what might work well for me may not work well for you. So make sure you do your research. And what I always tell people, if you're getting into any type of cat, exotic cat at that, find someone, do your hands-on experience with them, find out what they eat, their housing, get a really good feel of what that animal is going to need, and their wants and their body language. Then you might end up changing your mind. It might not, like, oh, that's not really for me, but it was definitely for me, and it's very rewarding. That's all we have today for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. So check us out every Monday. Just want to say thank you all for tuning in, and make sure you hit like, subscribe, and that notification bell. It really means a lot to us. God bless, and have a very wonderful evening.
How does this go? Does it go like this? Oh. There we go. We figured it out. I don't know. I'm holding this. Hello? This was like this. No, we just leave it like this. Whatever. Hello? Hello? Okay, whatever. Hello?
Thank you for watching our video, guys. I'm Brian Carranza, co-producer here at Born Wild. Don't forget to follow our socials right over here. We're posting new videos every Monday, and we also post some other stuff such as behind the scenes or upcoming footage on our socials. Thanks again to S&S Exotics for letting us film with them. They're great people. So if you're ever in town at Texas and want to go check out some animals that you would like to purchase, go check them out. And that's all I have for you today. Yeah.
And live from New York, it's Saturday night.
We weren't doing that. That wasn't what we're doing.